My sister left her newborn on my doorstep with nothing but a note saying she couldn't do it. For 5 years, I became his mom. I taught him to walk, stayed up through fevers, watched him start kindergarten, and then, 3 weeks ago, she showed up asking for him back like he was something she just forgot at my house. I never planned to be a mother at 23, but when my sister disappeared and left her baby behind, I didn't have a choice. What started as temporary help turned into something I never expected. This is the story of how I became a mom to a child who wasn't mine, and how everything fell apart when his real mother decided she was ready to be a parent again. 5 years ago, I was fresh out of college, living in a tiny apartment, working my first real job at a marketing firm. My life was simple: wake up, go to work, hang out with friends on weekends, worry about normal 23-year-old things like paying student loans and figuring out my career. My sister Maya was different, 3 years older than me, but it always felt like I was the older one. She'd been struggling since high school, dropped out of college twice, moved from job to job, boyfriend to boyfriend. Our parents tried to help, but there's only so much you can do when someone keeps making the same mistakes over and over. When she got pregnant, nobody was surprised. Her boyfriend at the time was bad news. Everyone could see it except her. He left 2 months before the baby was born, and Maya moved back in with our parents. They were supportive, bought all the baby stuff, went to doctor appointments with her, did everything right. The baby was born on a Tuesday in March. A healthy boy, 7 pounds, 3 ounces. She named him Oliver. I visited her in the hospital, held him, thought he was cute like all babies are, and went back to my life. I figured Maya would do what new moms do, figure it out, grow up, step into the role, but that's not what happened. 3 months after Oliver was born, my doorbell rang at 11 at night. I wasn't expecting anyone. When I opened the door, nobody was there. Just a car seat on my doorstep with Oliver sleeping inside, a diaper bag, and an envelope with my name on it. My heart stopped. I grabbed the car seat, brought it inside, looked up and down the street. No sign of Maya. No car driving away. Nothing. The note was short. Her handwriting, messy and rushed. I can't do this. I thought I could, but I can't. Please take care of him. I'm sorry. I'll come back when I'm ready. Maya. I tried calling her. Straight to voicemail. Called our parents. They hadn't heard from her. Called her friends. Nothing. She was just gone. Oliver woke up crying. I'd never taken care of a baby before. Didn't know what I was doing, but I figured out how to make a bottle, changed his diaper, rocked him back to sleep. And just like that, my life completely changed. The first few months were terrible. I had no idea what I was doing. I called out of work constantly. My boss was understanding at first, but that wore off pretty quickly. I was exhausted all the time, running on 3 hours of sleep, living on coffee and whatever food I could eat with one hand. My parents helped when they could, but they both worked full-time. My dad had health problems. They couldn't take Oliver full-time, and honestly, I think they were too hurt by what Maya did. Every time they looked at Oliver, they saw their daughter who abandoned her baby. But I fell in love with him, not right away, but slowly, the first time he smiled at me. Really smiled, not just gas, the way he'd calm down when I held him. How he started reaching for me when he was upset. He became mine in ways I can't even explain. I moved to a bigger apartment, turned my life upside down, made it work, found a better job with flexible hours, built a routine, found a good daycare, made mom friends at the park even though I was younger than all of them, and felt like a fraud because I wasn't really his mom, except I was. In every way that mattered, I was his mom. Maya never came back, never called, never sent a birthday card. Our parents hired a private investigator after the first year. Found out she was living in Arizona, working at a restaurant, had a new boyfriend. She was fine. She just didn't want to be a mother. So I became one instead. Oliver's first word was mama. He said it to me. I cried for an hour. His first steps were in my living room, holding onto the coffee table I bought, specifically because it had rounded edges. His first day of preschool, I took 100 pictures and cried in my car for 20 minutes after drop-off. I was there for everything. Every fever, every scraped knee, every nightmare. I read him stories every night, made him breakfast every morning, taught him to tie his shoes, ride a bike, say please and thank you. My parents came around eventually. They loved Oliver. He called them Grandma and Grandpa. We spent holidays together, but there was always this shadow hanging over everything. The question nobody wanted to ask: what happens if Maya comes back? I tried not to think about it, pushed it down, told myself she was gone for good, that she'd given up her right to be his mother when she left him on my doorstep. I never legally adopted him. I should have. I thought about it so many times. But Maya would have had to give up her parental rights, and I couldn't find her to make that happen. And some part of me felt guilty about it. Like I'd be stealing something that wasn't mine. That was my biggest mistake. 3 weeks ago, Oliver and I were making pancakes on a Saturday morning. He loves helping in the kitchen, even though he makes a huge mess. We were laughing about something, I don't even remember what, when the doorbell rang. I opened the door and there she was, Maya. She looked different. Older, obviously. Healthier. Hair cut short, dressed nice. She looked good. Put together in a way I'd never seen her before. "Hi," she said, like it was nothing. Like she hadn't been gone for 5 years. I couldn't speak. Couldn't move, couldn't process what I was seeing. "I know I should have called first," she said. "Can I come in?" I should have said no. Should have slammed the door, but I stepped aside and let her in. Oliver came around the corner, still holding the spatula, pancake batter on his face. He looked at Maya with zero recognition. Why would he? He was 3 months old when she left. "Who's that, Mama?" he asked me. Maya's face crumpled when he said it. When he called me Mama. "Oliver, this is..." I didn't know what to say. "This is Maya, my sister." He said hi, polite like I taught him, then asked if he could go watch cartoons. I said yes, needed him out of the room. Once he was gone, Maya started crying. "He's so big," she said. "He's beautiful." "Why are you here?" My voice came out cold. Hard. Good. "I'm better now," she said. "I got help. I'm in therapy. I've been sober for 2 years. I have a good job, a stable life. I'm ready to be his mother." The room started spinning. "You're not his mother." "I am." We talked for 3 hours. Oliver watched TV and played with his toys, while his entire world was being discussed in my kitchen without him knowing. Maya told me everything. How she'd struggled with postpartum depression. So bad she had thoughts about hurting herself. How she knew she couldn't be a mother in that state. How leaving him with me was the hardest thing she'd ever done. But she thought it was the right choice. She told me about going to Arizona, checking herself into a program, getting on medication, working through her trauma. How she thought about Oliver every single day. How she wanted to come back sooner but kept telling herself she needed to be better first. More stable. More ready. "I appreciate everything you've done," she said. Like I was a babysitter. Like I hadn't given up 5 years of my life to raise her child. "But he's my son. I want him back. You can't just show up after 5 years and take him," I said. "He doesn't even know you. That's why I want to do this slowly. Let him get to know me, build a relationship, then transition him to living with me." Transition him? I felt sick. He's not a piece of furniture. He's a child. My child. "He's my child legally," she said. "I never gave up my rights. I'm his biological mother." And that was the truth that made everything else meaningless. Legally, she was right. I had no claim to him. I was just his aunt who'd been taking care of him temporarily for 5 years. After Maya left that day, I called a lawyer. Paid for a consultation I couldn't really afford. The lawyer was nice but honest. Do you have legal custody? No. Did she abandon him formally? No. Was her parental rights ever terminated? No. Then I'm sorry. But she has every legal right to take him back. I could fight it in court, the lawyer said. Try to prove that Oliver's best interest was staying with me. But it would be expensive. Probably wouldn't work. Family courts favor biological parents unless there's abuse or serious neglect. And Maya showing up healthy, sober, employed, ready to parent, that actually worked in her favor, showed she got help, and came back when she was ready. I felt like I was drowning. Maya started visiting twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. She'd come over, play with Oliver, read him books. He was confused at first, but kids are adaptable. He started warming up to her. She was nice to him, brought him toys, made him laugh. It was killing me to watch. Mama, why does Maya come over so much? Oliver asked me one night at bedtime. I didn't know what to say. The lawyer told me I needed to start preparing him. That springing this on him suddenly would be worse. Oliver, there's something I need to tell you. I started. My heart was breaking. Maya is actually your first mommy. She couldn't take care of you when you were a baby, so I took care of you instead. But now she wants to be your mommy again. He looked confused. But you're my mommy. I know, baby. I'll always be your mommy in my heart. But Maya wants you to come live with her. I don't want to live with her. I want to live with you. I held him while he cried. While I cried, told him it was going to be okay even though I didn't believe it myself. It's been 3 weeks of this. Maya visiting. Oliver getting more attached to her, even though he keeps telling me he doesn't want to leave. My parents are furious with Maya, but legally there's nothing they can do either. Maya wants to take him in 2 months. Move him to her place across town. Says he can visit me on weekends at first, then we'll figure out a schedule. I'm losing my son. The boy I raised from 3 months old. The boy who calls me mama. The boy who is my entire world. And the worst part? I understand why Maya left. I get it now in a way I didn't before. Postpartum depression is real and serious. She did what she thought was right at the time. She got help. She got better. Part of me is even proud of her for that. But that doesn't make this hurt any less. That doesn't change the fact that I'm his mother in every way except legally. That doesn't change the fact that he's going to be confused and scared and feel abandoned by me even though I'm not the one leaving him. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to let him go. I don't know how to prepare him for this. I don't know how to prepare myself. Everyone has an opinion. My parents think I should fight harder, hire a better lawyer, refuse to let Maya take him. My friends are split. Some say Oliver needs stability and taking him away from the only mother he's known is cruel. Others say Maya deserves a chance to be his mother now that she's better. Nobody talks about what Oliver wants. Because he's 5. Because legally his wants don't matter as much as parental rights. I keep thinking about that night she left him on my doorstep. How I could have called child services. How I could have let the state handle it. How I could have protected myself from this pain. But then I wouldn't have had these 5 years. I wouldn't have been his mother. I wouldn't have experienced the most profound love I've ever felt. Was it worth it, knowing it's all going to be taken away? I don't know. Ask me in a year. Ask me when Oliver calls Maya mama instead of me. Ask me when he forgets his life before her. Ask me when I'm alone in my apartment with all his toys still in the corner and his drawing still on the fridge. Here's what I've learned through all of this. Biology doesn't make you a parent. Being there does. Showing up every single day does. Love does. But the law doesn't see it that way. The law sees DNA and birth certificates and parental rights. The law doesn't care that I was the one who sat up all night when he had croup, who taught him his ABCs, who kissed his scraped knees, who made him feel safe and loved every single day of his life. And maybe that's how it should be. Maybe biological parents should have rights even when they make mistakes. Even when they leave. Even when someone else steps in and does the job they couldn't do. I don't have the answers. I just have a little boy who's about to have his world turned upside down. And there's nothing I can do to stop it. Maya asked me last week if we could all sit down and talk about the transition plan. Make a schedule. Figure out how to make this as easy as possible for Oliver. I said yes. Because what else can I do? But I'm breaking. Every day. A little more. Every time Oliver says, "I love you, Mama." Every time he asks me if he really has to leave. Every time I look at him and think about all the moments I'm going to miss. His first day of real school. His first lost tooth. His first school play. All the little moments that make up a childhood. I won't be there for most of them anymore. I don't know what the right answer is here. I don't know if there is a right answer. This isn't a situation with a clean solution. Someone is going to get hurt no matter what happens. If Maya takes him, Oliver and I both lose. If I somehow kept him, Maya loses her chance to be a mother to her son. All I know is that I love Oliver more than anything in this world. And whatever happens, I hope he knows that. I hope he remembers that I wanted him. That I chose him every single day. That being his mother, even temporarily, was the greatest thing I ever did. I hope he's happy. I hope Maya is the mother he deserves now. I hope this doesn't mess him up too badly. I hope he knows he was loved completely by two women who both wanted what was best for him, even when they disagreed about what that was. And I hope someday this stops hurting so much. But right now, all I can do is hold him tight, read him one more bedtime story, and try to memorize every single moment I have left. If you've made it this far, thanks for listening to my story. If you've been through something similar, or you have thoughts on this situation, I genuinely appreciate hearing them. Subscribe if you want to follow what happens next.